Hey everybody, it's Flyin Ryan here with the review of the Remo Hobby Rocket. This is a 1/16th scale 4-wheel drive short course truck. So it's a little bit bigger than the usual models that I review. Those are 1/18th and this is 1/16th. So just a little bit bigger. This is now my second short course truck, and I think it looks pretty cool. I like the body design and the lines to it. It looks really nice and sleek. We've got the spare tire on the back there, which is actually usable. That is the same as the wheels that are on the truck. One thing right off the bat, yeah, there we go. You can see the back is now stuck down. The wheels rub on the body really badly on this one. And while I can here on the table, I can get it to get stuck like that. That didn't seem to ever actually happen while I was out running it. But the wheels do rub on the body really bad on both the front and the back. I think I was able to kind of wash it off a little bit, but you do see remnants of it everywhere. So the whole time it's running, you can hear this screeching from the rubber of the wheels on the body. So I'm not really sure what they were thinking. I mean, the body it isn't even wide enough to cover the wheels. I mean, anytime the suspension gives, the wheels touch the body. So a little bit weird there, but I didn't find that it actually gets stuck and hung up the vehicle or anything like that. It just makes weird sounds, basically. Like I said, it is 4-wheel drive. It is waterproof as well. They have all this stuff where to say so fast. They claim that it's 50 kilometers per hour, which is about 30 miles per hour. I'm not sure it's quite that fast. It seems a little bit slower than that to me, maybe 25 miles an hour. But it's got good speed. It's definitely fast, but I don't think it's quite as fast as they claim. We'll look inside the body here. So we do have the heat sink on the motor. This is our control board over here. We've got an on-off switch, which you can reach with the body on. You can get your finger in there and flip the switch, so I'm always a fan of that. This is where the battery goes, so we've got one of these Velcro tie-downs there to strap the battery in place. I think that's about all I wanted to say about the insides. The suspension feels pretty good. It's got a mix of give and some firmness for landing, so I was quite happy with the suspension feel. It works well on rocks and then also for jumping and stuff. The transmitter is pretty nice here. It's pretty big and clunky, but kind of feature packed. We got under the hood here. Get that to focus in maybe. We've got we'll start with, we've got steering and throttle trim, and then here we've got throttle dual rates and then steering dual rates. So with the dual rates, you can turn those down, and then that turns down the top speed, or that was for steering, and for throttle, turn on the top speed, and for the steering, you can turn down how much it turns. So if maybe for a beginner, if you wanted to slow it down and make it less responsive, you can turn that down, and then when you turn, it doesn't turn as sharply. I usually, especially for a model like this, the steering trim is or the steering dual rate is pretty useless, because even at full speed, if you give it full turns, it doesn't flip over anything. It's fully capable of doing a full turn at full speed and staying upright. But turning the throttle down can be nice for a younger person, because then they can, floor it, and it only goes so fast. So I'm always a fan when you've got the option of dual rates, because that really gives you a wide variety of how you can use the model. I think that's about it for those controls. And then one thing I noticed that it has, I guess for left-handed people, there's let's see if I can get it to show, there's a little switch here under this handle where if you push that forward, now you can push the wheel over to the other side. So if you use the controller like that, you can have whatever option you want. So that's kind of cool. Let's see, we've got a wall charger here. This is actually an IMAX charger, so that's pretty nice charger. And we've got either 2S or 3S charging abilities. The battery it comes with is a 2S lithium ion 1500 milliamp hour. So lithium ion, that is comparable to a LiPo, so that gives nice powerful output, so you can get those high speeds there. And then it has the T plug or Dean's plug there. Let's see, that takes about 2 hours and 45 minutes to charge with the stock charger, and you get about 20-minute run time, so pretty good long run time there. I think that's it for those notes. Here we do have some spare parts here, which I've got my body pins there, which I have all removed. We've got one of these hub screw things there, and then as you'll notice, it's got a metal spare part there. Well, this actually has a bunch of metal parts, standard equipment. So you can see here we got metal differential gear, metal spur gear, metal drive gear hub, steel shafts and wheel hubs and ball bearings. So it's pretty durable right out of the box. I mean, all these metal parts, that's pretty impressive. So this is a pretty nice model, I think. It's got a lot of features and durability. It's just that there's that the wheel rubbing issue, which I guess if that really drove you crazy, you could just cut the body and give it more clearance. But otherwise, I think, all around this is a pretty nice model. So yeah, I think that about covers the details, so let's go take it out for a run. Alright, this is the run review of the Remo Hobby Rocket. It's a four-wheel drive, waterproof short course truck, and this is a 1/16th scale, so it's a little bit bigger than the usual 1/18th scales that I review. And it's pretty fast. So we'll go ahead and start out with some speed runs over here on the concrete. Looks like I've got some steering trim to do. And this also has throttle and steering dual rate, so you can dial it down if you want to. Looks like that's got it going pretty straight. So there's full speed there. Not super fast, but pretty fast. Plenty fast to be fun. And this does have a bunch of stock metal parts, so should be quite durable. And the back wheels rub on the body pretty strong, so you can kind of actually hear them sometimes. It makes kind of a weird sound, but as far as I've been able to tell, it doesn't seem to actually like affect performance or get stuck or anything like that. So let's go ahead and take it over here to the gravel now. It's pretty good on the rocks. There's full speed. Doesn't get too bouncy, smooths it out pretty decently. Sometimes get bouncy sometimes depending on the rocks you hit or whatnot, but doing a pretty good job. Go through the grass a little bit. Not bad in the grass. This is just a brushed motor, so you don't want to drive in the grass too much. You could overheat the motor. Durability test. Ooh, that was interesting. Oh, right into the edge of the concrete there. Thing's pretty nice, pretty unstoppable. Alright, well I think that was pretty much all there is to show with that one. Let's see if we got, no, just some dirt there, a few scratches, but looks like it has survived the bashing no problem. And there we go, that's the Remo Hobby Rocket 4-wheel drive waterproof 1/16 scale short course truck. Pretty cool model, and a bunch of metal parts on this one, so it should be pretty durable. Alright, we'll check the video description for a price and purchase link. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.